All
Okay.
right. So what did you do for Dr. Lewis for her graduation there?
So I gave her a pair of onyx earrings. I believe onyx is very significant in a lot of ways. I like black, and it's a pretty black with rose gold. I gave her a key that says "Thanks for being past, present, and future of the agency."
Oh wow.
At least laying the foundation, and I write poetry, so I wrote her a poem. Don't
All
ask
of
me to
that.
repeat
Why you do
them,
all
but
of that?
well, because she deserves it, man. I mean,
Oh
as
God.
she really does deserve it, and you gotta give Jackie jacket
Or her jacket. Yeah.
or her.
But so okay. So and of course we're talking about Clemma Lewis, who received an honorary doctorate from the University of the Virgin Islands for the work that she has done with the Women's Coalition.
Yep.
I guess yours is coming soon because you do yeoman's work as well.
Yeah, I don't think so, but yeah.
Why not?
Well, because I'm not in the same capacity that she's at. A
Well,
lot of the
yeah, not yet.
the, the work that I do ain't up to the forefront. I do a lot of the background work.
Okay.
So I'm glad because she's up to the forefront that she gets the recognition,
Okay.
right? But yeah.
All right. Well,
So
I wasn't talking about next graduation, but I see it in your future. Call me
okay,
now for your
all
free
right. Then.
psychic reading. All right. So now,
You need one yourself, actually,
say
really and truly.
say that again.
You yourself
That would
for
be
the work that you have done in as many things and ways that you have done it. You definitely deserve not only the key to the city, but you deserve an honorary doctorate.
yo.
You brought people into the Virgin Islands, taught them about Virgin Islands talent than most people I can think of.
Okay. Well,
So you definitely deserve it.
so I appreciate that, and that will be the only way that your boy gets a college degree right now. So yes. Um. But hey, definitely, maybe we could get it together in a few years. You know what I mean? Maybe me and you gonna be the same graduating class. Miss Gums, you've been very busy lately, which is unfortunate. Now, there was a time that we attributing the rise in domestic violence cases to COVID.
Right.
Essentially, we ain't in COVID no more. So what are we blaming it on? Blaming it on now?
We're blaming it on the fact that people are more stressed now because now that COVID's gone, a lot of the things that didn't put us together set us back in 150,000 other ways, right? One of the things that we did learn during COVID is that we didn't know how to communicate,
Right.
right? And you're expecting people to be different, act different. Financially, things are ridiculousness.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
It is ridiculousness. The homeless crisis is ridiculousness. I mean, like the amount
Right.
of people we have living in cars right now is ridiculous, right? And they knocked down so many housing communities, and they didn't build back, right? So that in itself causes stress.
Yeah.
You ain't got no money. You get evicted. If you get evicted, you can't get back in housing. You know what I mean? So if you're not working, because we have a employment crisis, and a lot of people but they have jobs out there, but a lot of people aren't
Qualified?
re- qualified, right, or ready to be able to make the transition. And if you have a child, to send a child to daycare is $500 a month.
Yeah.
You ain't making no money. So it starts to become a conundrum of things coming together.
Conundrum.
That creates we need to stop. That creates the problems that we're having. And stress usually shows up real weird, right?
Right.
And the outward expression of hurt and fear is anger. So, if I hurt because I can't provide, I gonna get frustrated.
Right.
That's how it show up. And if I stressed out because I can't get anything done, I'm scared, I'm afraid, and I feel incompetent. Right? Myself I'm already shot because my life ain't going the way I want it to go.
Right.
And I had sex and I had children. I ain't necessarily know if I parenting or not, and then it makes me feel uncomfortable about how I'm parenting if my children don't have and everybody does have. Culture of silence makes us not say that we don't have because it's embarrassing.
Right.
A series of unfortunate events.
Yeah. Look, man, listen, talking to you is such a gem. That's why I am advocating for you to get that doctorate. Me and you could be the Val of the honorary doctorate. I'll be the Sal. I'm okay stepping back. Okay, we're actually talking about the Women's Coalition fundraiser. However, I feel like, and the biggest fundraiser at that, but I
Yeah.
feel like it's a disservice not to speak to you at length with some of the
Okay.
issues that are going on in our community because you always have such a good assessment of really what's going on. So now, with that being said, you guys do a great service to the community, one that requires funding. Yesterday we had, Yanka, you're young, your brain's young. Who we had yesterday?
We had VI Justice Initiative.
Initiative. So we had VI Justice Initiative yesterday. Usually that's too much wholesome things for us in a week. but they are providing services, legal services to those who can't afford. You guys provide psychiatric, you provide living assistance, and you are also an organization that needs fundraising. So your biggest fundraiser is coming up.
Yes.
And it's
We
the
don't
women's
have
race.
psychiatric, though.
What?
We don't have any psychiatrists on board.
Okay,
we
hold
don't
on.
do the
Okay.
part, but yeah, close enough.
You know what
And
I
it seems-
meant. Counseling.
Yes. Yeah.
You deserve an honorary psych degree. Have you listened to yourself
No.
talk? Oh, come on. Anyway, so yeah, it's happening when?
June 4th. Well, actually, June 4th is the in-person race.
Uh-huh.
The second and the third, if you're doing it virtually, you could run those 2 days.
So we're still doing
having
that.
a hybrid race again.
So we're still
right?
doing that.
Yes, we're
Okay.
still doing the hybrid because a lot of people they're not back. They moved away. They haven't
Right.
come back, but they've been part of the race because this is 39 years, right?
39 years.
30 than most people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, it's 39 years, and we found when we started doing the virtual that a lot of people like doing the virtual, and we actually presently have more people registered for the virtual race than for the in-person race already.
Right.
Right? So the virtual runners can run on the second and the third. They just got to post their time by 11:59 Atlantic Standard Time on the night of the third, so that we have the results for the fourth. And you can pre-register for the women's race, which is on the fourth, in Frederickstead again. From Voodoo Park going up to Mahogany Road, turn around, come back, come through town, come down the waterfront, right, and finish there. It's the 2-mile trek that we usually take. And you can pre-register the 27th of May and the 3rd of June at Kmart East and the Market.
Okay.
And you can register from now until then at the main office, which is the Crisis Center at 45 Fisher Street in Christiansted, or at Closet to Closet, which is the thrift store in Peter's Rest, or you can register online. If you register online, you can register any hour of the day.
Right.
That closes at 11:59 p.m. on June 3rd as well, though.
Okay.
So register for that. Give us all your names and your age. Please put your age categories in there. Walk, run, jog, push a stroller, push a wheelchair, roll a wheelchair. I don't think we've spoken about the skateboard yet, but they have that scooter. But I don't think we're doing that because that would give people an advantage, and it's a time race.
Okay.
But anything that you want to do, walk with music, dance, come down, dress up, do whatever you want. We're coming out to support the people who have been through, the people who are going through, the people that don't realize that they're going through, but all their friends are talking to them about the fact that something ain't quite right.
Right.
In domestic violence, and I know that usually when we talk about domestic violence, people think of intimate partner violence only, but it's not just intimate partner violence. If you live with the person that you having problems, we don't consider family violence, between brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, grandparents and grandchildren, aunties and uncles, cousins, that kind of stuff. All of that is DV.
Right.
So once you're going through it, come out.
Okay.
It's $20 to register. On race day, it'll be $25. If you're 13 and under, your registration is free. You know what I mean? And it comes with a T-shirt. So
Okay.
not for the under 13s. We don't have any little people T-shirts this year. We have some left over from last year, but we don't have any little people T-shirts this year. But if you're 13
Supply
and
chain
under,
issues.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So come out, have fun. We're gonna have some music, you know what I mean? So come out and have some fun.
All right.
And help us help the community, because that's really what it's about.
All right. Now, there's always blessings in the curse. COVID, I don't know the numbers, but I would imagine that with COVID, you didn't really fall off of your fundraising goals because now you instituted the virtual run.
Right.
So that seems to have been a benefit of COVID.
Yeah. A lot of things were a benefit of COVID. A lot of people got more involved in nonprofit organizations because, now you're in a position where you need assistance you need to pay attention because there's things that are happening to you and you don't quite know how to get it done. And because money is an issue, and like our agency, all our services are free, contrary to what people believe. That's one of the reasons why we have services. Because no matter, even though we out 2 o'clock in the morning, you don't have to pay us anything. We're taken care of, right? And so we want to be able to take care of everybody in the community, which is why we're a nonprofit organization. So the fundraiser helps us to help everybody else who really can't afford it.
Okay. I'm so tempted to ask how much does it make? Not because I nosy, but just because I feel like it's one of the most successful fundraisers in our community.
And you would be shocked to know that I have no clue because all I do is it's not. I don't deal with the money, so I don't. All I do is register people, right? So I guess with the sponsors and everything else, and a lot of people come in and they do sponsorship. Like I know Via is giving like a real big donation this year, and we have a bunch of sponsors that are usually on like team consultants. I don't want to mess up everybody. Right. But there's a lot of them that come in. Neighborhood Pharmacy, Dr. Eric, Dr. Merritt. There's a lot of people on different levels that they put in money. And so they do that. But if you consider that we have, between the two races, we have about 400 runners every race, multiply that by 20. Yeah.
Okay.
You can get a ballpark figure.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, and then all that money goes back into the community because when people come in and they need services, they need help, and whatever it is that we can do for people in a crisis situation that's DV related, sexually assault related, stalking, harassment, victims of crime, because we do all of that. We do crisis intervention, right?
And stalking leads to other things too.
Stalking always leads to other things, right? One of the things that we try to help with, but we are not qualified on that level for, because it's not quite what we do, is our mental health crisis is ridiculous, right? And we lack the resources. We lack the resources a lot, and people are expecting people with mental illness to behave differently, but they're also expecting them to go to their appointments. But if I'm mentally ill and I don't think I'm mentally ill, I'm not going. Right. So I run into another problem.
Probably don't even know when my appointment is.
Right. And I'm not going because if you're going to tell me I'm sick, I don't want to hear from you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's just the truth of the matter. But, even with that, and we do talk to them because, when you talk to people and you make people feel like they're present, they tend to do better, which is pretty much what we try to do. Make everybody feel like they're important. They show up. They're not invisible, and that helps. And some of them come out. They come out to the race. We have people that sponsor runners too. So even if they can't pay for it, we have people that will sponsor them, and they will run and they will feel part of the community. Whereas the majority of the time they may feel isolated, right? So it helps in a lot of ways.
Okay, well, your presence is a present. Thank you very much for spending some time with us this morning.
Thank you.
Before I let go, please tell me, how do I register for the race? Matter of fact, can I register, men?
No, it's a women's race still. I really want. I know I'm working on next year for the 40th to see if we could do a something, but we'll see. Then because remember we did that one time, so maybe try it again. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see what happens for 40 because 40 is a lot of years for one place, right? So, but you register either on the May 27th and June 3rd, Kmart East or the market, and from now until then, either at the Crisis Center at the 45 Fisher Street or at Closet to Closet, which is in Peter's Rest, or online, wcstx.org, and you hit on the events page, and then you can just pre-register for the race from there. Right. And there's a code if you look on our Facebook page that you could it'll take you right to the registration form, and you just fill it out, and you're good to go. We'll call you back, to tell you that your t-shirt's here, if you want to pick it up prior to that, or if you want to get it on race day, you can do that as well with your bid.
All right. Well, hey, thank you, Miss Gumbs. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hail up everybody over there for me.
I will do that.
Get a doctor a hug for me, same way.
All right. Stay amazing, stay blessed, and keep doing what you're doing, man.
I appreciate that. Hey, so Yanka, are you ready for the women's race? I might even send Yanka over. Yanka,
yes.
Can you do 2 miles?
I can do 2 miles. I actually can. I can do 1 mile. For sure.
You could do
Did you say you
100.
can't do a mile? You can't do 2 miles?
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I could do 2 miles. But
Oh my God.
Anybody who could do the women's race.
Anybody who could do what?
Juve. Kadal route longer.
Is good. You see? If you could do Juve, your trifling self, you could do the woman
I
race.
feel attacked.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Damn it, you're ready, Yanka.
VI Stars, VI Music, VI Culture.
Yep, there's an app for that.
It's called Vivid Streaming, and you can download it in the app and Google Play Store.